All right, welcome. Today, we're going to do a really deep dive into just a single verse from the very dawn of creation. And this verse, believe it or not, it holds the secret code to how reality itself is actually put together.
So here's our game plan. We're going to start with this seemingly simple verse and unpack the cosmic code hidden inside it. Then we'll look at the primordial state of conflict that this verse comes to solve. We'll explore this wild idea of unity happening in two realms at once and the reconciling force that makes it all possible. And then we'll get into the main event, the Great Gathering, and see how it finally reveals a stable world. Okay, so let's set the scene. We're on the third day of creation, and we get this divine command straight out of the book of Genesis. Now, on the surface, this sounds pretty straightforward, right? A little cosmic landscaping, organizing the oceans and continents. But the Zohar tells us to look again. This is no mere tidying up. This isn't just about geography. This is the master algorithm for creating a functional universe. I mean, think about it. This command is so important that it's the very first time in the creation story that the text says it was good. And it says it twice. That's a massive clue that something absolutely monumental just went down. So what is it? Why is this act of gathering so foundational? What is the secret code hidden in these words? To really get the solution, you've got to understand the problem. The huge victory on the third day is a direct answer to a crisis that happened on the second day. So let's rewind a bit and look at the state of the cosmos right before our verse. You see, the defining action on day 2 was Havdalah, separation. A barrier was put in place, dividing what are called the upper waters from the lower waters. Now, this was a necessary step for sure, but it also introduced a massive problem, a state of cosmic conflict, a deep tension. In fact, this conflict was so unresolved that day 2 is the only day of creation where the Torah doesn't say it was good. The job just wasn't finished. So you might be asking, where does all this tension come from? Well, the mystics explain it's a fundamental clash between two primordial forces. On one side, you've got the right line, the force of Chesed, or kindness. It's all about just giving and expanding unconditionally. On the other side, you've got the left line, the force of Gevurah, or severity and judgment. This is all about pure, unfiltered wisdom, which is a force of contraction and definition. In their raw states, these two are completely at odds. Each one wants to dominate reality and cancel the other one out. And here's the crucial point. This conflict results in a total cosmic stalemate. Nothing can happen. Neither force can function properly. The Zohar gives us these incredible images to help us understand. It says the right line, pure kindness, without wisdom to guide it, is like a body without a head. It has energy, but no direction, no purpose. And the left line, pure wisdom, without kindness to act as a vessel, is a light so blindingly intense that you literally can't see it. It becomes functionally total darkness. So creation is just frozen, stuck. So how in the world do you solve a cosmic level problem like that? Well, the solution on day 3 isn't some simple fix. For it to actually work, it has to happen in 2 different dimensions, in 2 realms at the exact same time. And believe it or not, the prophet Zechariah gives us the key right here. The mystics explain this verse like this. The first part, the Lord is one, refers to a hidden upper-level unification, what they call a Yehud Ila'ah. And the second part, his name is one, refers to the result of that, the revealed lower-level unification, the Yehud Ta'ah. And these are not 2 separate things. They're 2 layers of the very same event happening in perfect sync. So this slide really breaks it down for us. You have the Yehud Ilayala, which is this hidden unity happening in the concealed upper realms. It's like the abstract spiritual blueprints of reality all getting aligned. At the same time, you have the Yehud Ta'ah, which is the revealed unity down below. This is the visible gathering of all those different forces into one single functional system. Both have to happen at once for it to work. Let's use a tech analogy here because it makes perfect sense. Think about the revealed unity, the one happening down below. This is like having a whole network of distributed computers, and each one has a different piece of data. That's our scattered lower waters. The command, let them be gathered, is like running a sync protocol. It pulls all that fragmented data from every node and gathers it into one single central functional server, the Makam Ahad, the one place. The whole point is to create one coherent, usable data set out of a total mess.
But here's the kicker. At the exact same instant, that hidden unification, the Yechud Ila'ah, is happening too. This is like the cloud architecture itself. You don't see the abstract algorithms, the load balancing, all the background services getting unified. But their seamless integration in the background, in that higher level framework, is the only thing that allows the whole system to work harmoniously. Without that hidden unity up top, the revealed syncing of the nodes down below would just fail. You need both.
Okay, so we get it. We need this dual unification to make peace between the warring right and left lines. But how? What's the mechanism that actually achieves that peace? Well, it turns out a brand new third force has to enter the picture. This is the great reconciler. The key is the emergence of what's called the Kav HaEmsai, the middle line. Now, this force doesn't pick sides. It's not trying to help kindness win or judgment win. Its entire purpose is to be a mediator. It reconciles the conflict and synthesizes these two opposing energies into a brand new, balanced flow that contains the best of both. It literally creates a new reality where harmony is finally possible.
And it's not just magic, it operates through a really precise mechanism. First, it introduces what the Kabbalists call a masach, or a screen. Think of it like a filter, or maybe a firewall. It diminishes that raw, overwhelming intensity of the left line's pure wisdom, toning it down to a level that can actually be received and used. Then, it takes that now usable wisdom and clothes it in the garments of loving kindness from the right line. And what you get is the birth of a perfect synthesis, wisdom that's gentle enough to be received, and kindness that finally has structure, direction, and purpose. The cosmic stalemate is broken.
And this brings us right back to our verse. The command Yekavu Hamayim, let the waters be gathered. That's the activation key. That's the go button for this entire cosmic rectification. This is the moment it all happens. Just imagine it. Vast, scattered waters rushing from all directions, kindness and judgment, all converging into a single luminous basin below. That's the revealed gathering. But at the exact same instant, hidden above them, unseen spiritual streams are also silently unifying into a higher reservoir. Two gatherings, one revealed and one concealed, happening in the exact same moment.
And where do they gather? The verse says, to one place, makom echad. But the Zohar is emphatic. This isn't just some random spot on the map. This one place has a very specific identity. It's the cosmic channel known as Yesod, the foundation. You can think of it as the ultimate spiritual interface, the central hub that collects all these newly reconciled energies from the middle line, getting them ready for their final transmission into our created world.
For all the gamers out there, you're going to get this instantly. It's like you're running around a map collecting two types of scattered power-ups. Let's say blue energy orbs for kindness and red ones for wisdom. On their own, they're kind of useless, but once you collect enough and bring them together at that one specific power hub on the map, that's your Makom Ahad. Boom, everything clicks. A whole new level of the game unlocks, the stable, buildable terrain of the physical world that you couldn't even access before.
Or if you think more like a cosmic engineer, this command, Yakavu, is the master synchronization protocol for all distributed systems. And it works across both layers at once. The physical layer, our lower waters, and the abstract layer, the upper waters. And the result of this grand sync is the creation of a totally stable, integrated operating platform. It's basically a new OS for reality itself, and it's on this platform that new applications like trees and animals, and eventually us, can finally be run. So what's the ultimate result? What's the big payoff for this great gathering, this cosmic tikkun or rectification? What happens when the operating system is finally stable and ready to go?
The verse concludes, and let the dry ground appear. V'terahe hayabasha.
This dry land is the grand prize. It's so much more than just dirt or soil. The Yabasha represents the emergence of a completely new state of being, a stable, manifest plane of existence. It is the world as we know it, a solid foundation, a vessel that is finally capable of receiving that balanced, reconciled divine flow and actually using it to sustain life and produce fruit.
So there you have it, the whole sequence, the universal blueprint for creation laid out right here. Division creates conflict. That conflict demands reconciliation from a third mediating force. That reconciliation is what makes the gathering possible, which then becomes the direct prerequisite for the final revelation of a stable, productive world. It's an amazing process.
And this really is where it all comes home to us. This whole cosmic drama isn't just a story about the universe. It's a blueprint for our own lives. So the final thought is this. What if we could apply this same code to ourselves? What if the act of gathering the scattered, conflicting parts of our own nature,
our own internal kindness and judgment, our spiritual goals and our physical needs. What if gathering them into our own one place is the key to creating a stable ground in our own lives, a foundation from which we too can finally become fruitful?
Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Part S. We hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments. We'll see you in the next chapter.